Welcome to Jocelyn's Cabaret. Your every desire will be fulfilled. Your wish is my command. I'm here to please you, baby. Do it like it's your B-day. Do it like it's your B-day. Do it like it's your B-day, baby. Do it like it's your B-day. Do it like it's your B-day, baby. Do it like it's your B-day. Do it like it's your B-day, baby. Do it like it's your...
All right, so it is time for an NXT recap. I was supposed to do this recap yesterday, but I had to record for my podcast. So here we go. NXT had a brand new set. Everything was brand new. If you haven't watched the show, you should definitely go and watch it. It is something to see for sure. Hello, Kobe. How are you? It is definitely a wonderful show. It was so good. It was such a good show yesterday. If you missed it, you really, really missed out. Like I said, if you're coming in late, I was supposed to do this review yesterday, but I had to do my podcast, which is right here on the bottom. And I have another podcast I have to do tonight, so I'm going to have to cut this review short. I'm going to do it really quickly and get this up so everybody on my YouTube channel could see it. But NXT completely revamped. They opened up the floor. They have a wide arena where you can see everything. There's more people in there. It's more exciting. It's louder. It's vibrant. The entrance is bigger. It does mimic what the main roster gives in terms of a better outlook on the matches and a better complete view of the matches itself. You also have the same camera view as the main roster. It did in NXT, the original NXT, but it just has a different feel to it. This NXT had massive changes. Yesterday's NXT debuted at least 4 or 5 different talents. Not to mention, you got a sneak peek of at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 different talent in the back. So overall, I would say we saw, not that they were, but we saw at least 10 new superstars for NXT 2.0. And that's saying a lot. That's my phone. Hold on, y'all. All right. And that's saying a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because NXT has been known. Hello, Khalil. How are you? NXT has been known to be very stagnant as of lately. And a lot of people were saying that it was boring. I didn't think so, but I did understand the stagnant aspect. I did understand the stale aspect of it because they were not looking to build new stars. It kind of came across as if NXT was just, plateauing. But that is not the case. So let's get into the changes that were made for this week's NXT, okay? So, hello, Jay. How are you? Okay. So, we were supposed to have our champion there, and Samoa Joe is legitimately injured. As I told you guys previously, if you hadn't got the chance to see it on my Instagram, it is up there. Samoa Joe is injured. This is not a kayfabe injury. I have learned in the last couple of days that this is a legitimate injury. Okay, so Samoa Joe is injured. He had to relinquish the NXT championship. And of course, a lot of people are saying Joe should just hang up the belt, hang up his, just, transition into the back, maybe working on being a producer, helping out backstage and all that good stuff. But I don't think that's the case. I know that it seems like Joe always gets injured, and he does. He is injury prone, but I feel like if Joe switches up his wrestling game just a tad and not be so aggressive in the ring, although I know that's what makes him so great, but in his older age and with the way his body is, he just can't take the heavy hits or the hard-hitting force of hard-style wrestling. He can't do that anymore, so he's going to have to clean that up a bit in order to stay in wrestling. I would say he would need to have just change up his wrestling a little bit. Not necessarily kill what he's good at, but just change it up so that it's not so much stress on the body. If that makes sense. Okay. So Joe was out, and instead of the Fatal 4-Way match being a number one contenders match, it became a title match. So this match that was set up last week was set up to be a title match now that Joe had to relinquish the title. With all that being said, even more changes ended up happening at the end throughout the night. Kyle O'Reilly got re-injured by Pete Dunne and Ridge Holland, and a guy named Von Wagner came in and helped them out. So what ended up happening was Kyle was removed from the Fatal 4-Way match, and Von Wagner was added to the match to possibly be NXT champion. It was one of the weirdest things I had seen, and I was like, why him? Of all the people, like, I would have thought you would have put Braun Breaker in there, which I'm going to get to him in a second. But they chose Von Wagner, and he hadn't had a match, and he didn't do bad. He did okay. He didn't do bad. He did okay. Hello, Joey Tillman. How are you? So those were some changes that were made, and this is the final change. Final change was it was supposed to be a women's championship match on NXT. That got scrapped. This match was completely taken off of the card entirely. So Raquel and Frankie did not get to wrestle yesterday on the new set. It was unfortunate. A lot of people feel like the women are getting slighted, but to WWE's credit, and especially when NXT 2.0, they had a 6-women tag team match. And to be honest with you, that's the most women we've seen on this brand and on SmackDown. I mean, you can't get any better than that. And the match was really, really good. So they did try to make up for Frankie and Raquel not having their match, but it would have been nice to see if Frankie would have bested Raquel for that title. That match has been moved to next week, so they're going to have Frankie versus Raquel next week on NXT 2.0. So we didn't really lose anything. We kind of have to wait again, but we gained a 6-woman tag team match with Mandy Rose, which that leads me to her. I'm going to skip around a bit with this review for NXT, all right? Mandy Rose came back out this week and debuted herself in her nice chestnut brown hair with, of course, her with Gigi Dolan in tow. Like, Gigi just, I hate her orange hair, but I can't do nothing about it. It's very, very distracting. It's extremely bright and distracting. But, you know, live your best life. And then she had JC Jaden on, I think it's her name, JC something, on the side with her. And these 3 girls are trying to be the ones to take over NXT. Obviously, you can see. Now, I do see Mandy being NXT Women's Champion in the near future. I don't see how that won't happen. She's coming from the main roster. She's definitely a threat when it comes to wrestling. She's improved. 100% improved. So Mandy possibly being NXT Women's Champion is going to happen. These 2 goons she got on her side are also going to be your next tag team champions very soon. All right? And I hope Casey and Kaden move up to the main roster and become, you know, a part of the tag team division. Hopefully they'll revamp it and everything will be right as rain. But yes, the big talk about Mandy, though, was her new chestnut brown hair and how it really worked with her skin and how she looked nice. I don't know about this picture, but she looked good. Her hair was layered and feathered and real nice. It's real nice on her. Look real good. Mandy, you look good. You look good. You're fighting good. We love to see it. We like to see when you improve. And going back to NXT sometimes is not always a bad thing. A lot of times it's a good thing because you can improve on your craft in NXT. And the main roster is more story-based, and it doesn't really give you a lot of opportunities to improve. And in this case, NXT has done just that. I don't see Mandy staying in NXT longer than a year. I think after she becomes NXT champion and she gets the title, she holds it. Once she dropped it, she's going to be moved back to the main roster, and they're going to move forward with her character that way. And I also want to talk about BFAB. Okay, we're going to start off with the women today. Let me get y'all comments in here. Let me see. Attraction. I'm aware that that's their name. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that that's their name. I just don't. Hello, Joey. Hello, Hiram. My day was good. So BFAB had her debut match yesterday, and I'm gonna be completely honest. BFAB still needs work. I think that BFAB is okay in the ring. She's not terrible. She's not horrible. She's okay. She has work to do. I think that her counterpart in Legado del Fantasma, Elektra Lopez, has her beat ring-wise. She is more savvy in the ring. She has better ring awareness. She just is a better wrestler overall. Brianna can get there. She just needs time. Just like I said about Jade Cargill when she first debuted, I thought that she was hella green. They should have waited. She has improved over time. The same thing can happen with Brianna with given the opportunity. And being in NXT is a good place for her to be. And even if Hit Row breaks up for any reason, I still say that she can learn to improve in the ring. The more that she does this and the more she does it on television, more specifically, the better she will be. I see potential in Brianna, but she's got to improve in order for her to be considered a plausible threat to the women's title or to the division as a whole, because there are girls there now who got her beat by a long shot, Zeta being one of them. So she's going to have to, step her coochie up. Do you think Mandy will go back with Gigi and JC? I think they should bring them up as a faction. I don't think they should split them up. I think once she does come back to the main roster, she needs to bring Gigi and JC with her. I think that's the smartest thing to do. Hey, Tiff, how was everyone? Hello, okay, so what? How are you? So we just talked about BFAB. Let's go back to the beginning. We're going to talk about Rick Steiner's son. His name is Braun Breaker. I hope they change his name because I really don't like his name. So I hope they either call him Braun or call him Breaker or something other than this. I don't like Braun Breaker. I don't like it. But anyway, Braun Breaker is Rick Steiner's son. Okay, so on my video on Instagram, I say he was Scott Steiner's son. My apologies. He is Rick Steiner's son. And Rick Steiner used to be the guy who would come out with the real wrestling gear on. Like he had the whole nine, the ear covers, the ones, y'all know what I'm saying. I can't talk right. Don't judge me. Anyway, he's Rick Steiner's son. And he came out and he had a match with LA Knight, okay? She didn't do bad. It was just, man, I think she should find a new finish because that neck breaker was... I feel like they should have left him with Steiner too. Braun, Rick Scott spit him the fuck out. That boy looked just like Scott. Well, he's Rick Steiner's son. Okay, just to make it clear, he is Rick Steiner's son, and he had a very good debut. He's a very good athletic wrestler. I wasn't surprised at how well he did, but I was surprised that it was instant. The moment he came out there and started wrestling, he fit the Braun is going to be a problem given the time that he finally comes into his character and he really, really embodies what he wants to embody in terms of character. He's going to be a major threat to that NXT championship. And when they pull him up to the main roster, he's definitely going to be one of the guys that they push forward. He's not going to be in NXT long. I don't see him being in NXT past a year. I don't see him being there longer than that. But he is perfect. He's an amazing superstar. He comes across really nice, but he has a mean streak that is nasty. And I like him. I like the way he wrestled. He went up against LA Knight for his first match. This was the opening match. It was a very weird match for him. I didn't feel like LA Knight should have been wrestling before his main event fatal four-way match for the title. I just felt like, okay, that was a unique one. But they did it, and it was a good match. LA Knight got bested by Braun Breaker. And that was it. that was the tea. The very next segment we got was Trick and Carmelo Hayes. I've seen Trick before. I can't remember what his name. It's a unique name. I'm gonna pull it up for y'all because I know his name. I know his name. Let me just Trick NXT 2.0. Okay, so his name is Matrick Belton. And that's why I couldn't remember his name, because it was a unique way to say. Because like most people would say Patrick, right? But his name is Matrick Belton, okay? And Matrick Belton is a former NFL collegiate football player. He's been in the Indies before he signed to WWE. He has been on SmackDown. He was one of Apollo Crews' elite Nigerian guards, okay? So Matrick Belton has now debuted in NXT as a part of Carmelo Hayes. They have their whole thing going. His name is Trick Williams. And Trick he's not bad. I will say that he's going to need some work on the microphone, just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. According to Janae, he was talking really, really fast, and she couldn't hear what he said. But I think given some time on the roster and a little bit more, je ne sais quoi, he would be a great competitor on the roster. He has a nasty kick that he gave to Duke Hudson that was just ridiculous. He's going to be a problem as well. I see him coming across as a very arrogant, boisterous, over-the-top dude, all personality, and all he's attractive. Like, look at the man. Let me take my down for the count banner off. Just look at it. Just look at it. He is fine. Okay. That's a fine ass dude right there. Okay. Pretty skin, nice abs, just need a breather. Anyway, he did great. He's very, very tall. Very much. He's a leaner dude. He's smaller, but he's got a lot of. He's very agile, and he's got a lot of power for him to be such a small guy. He and Carmelo Hayes together work well. I like them. I think they're very dope together. They put them out there, gave them a whole segment of their own. You love to see the melanin all over the screen, okay? We are not, gonna lie. I'm not even gonna sit up here and trip. I was hyped because it was two black boys on the screen, and both of them fine. Period. Okay? His name's Trick Williams. Girl, them men can get all the work. Wasn't Trick one of them damn guards or something Apollo had? Yes, he was. I can't remember, but I think he did some kind of cameo on the main roster. He did. He also used to be a part of the security team. Every time they got into a fight, they needed security. Trick would be one of the. So he made it past security, and he's able to be on the show. Fuck the real Traddy. That's Trick Daddy on the screen. Oh, wow. Just lusting after him. He probably was nervous, but it was smooth out, like you said, over time. He definitely got the look and the move. I 100% agree. Trick is he's a good character. He's gonna flesh out Carmelo Hayes' nice boy act. That's gonna go down the drain very soon, and he's gonna start being the asshole that I know that he can be. Like he's been presented, he's kind of been hiding that under the surface. Child, it's going to be a problem for sure. They're going to be an issue for whatever title he goes after, which I'm kind of hoping is the NXT Championship, Because I want some fun in that title scene. I want to see some ugliness. I want to see some treachery. I want to see some fun in that title scene, okay? So we had a couple of matches. You had Diamond Mine have a match. I'm going to be honest. I don't really care for Diamond Mine like that. They're not my cup of tea. Ivy was able to debut in Diamond Mine this past Tuesday. I truly don't care for Diamond Mine like that. I know a lot of people like Diamond Mine. The two brothers that are wrestling in Diamond Mine are great. They just don't really have much personality. Roderick Strong to me is an odd fit with Malcolm Bivens. But if you listen to our podcast, which I'm going to start working on after I finish this, you're going to hear Nicole's idea and mine, which I think Nicole's idea would work perfectly in terms of Diamond Mine. But they don't hit for me. And I thought like maybe I would, like I did Hit Row. At first with Hit Row, I wasn't really feeling Hit Row too much. But it was after they went up against Escobar, which was a really smart move. So whoever came up with that, y'all really saved them. Because after they went up against Escobar, it really showed where they could go and the range of how Hit Row could be great. And that's how I was able to get on their side. But when it comes to Diamond Mine, there's really nothing that grabs you when it comes to Diamond Mine. Nobody stands out. Not one individual singular person in there is a superstar on their own. Roderick Strong has some pull, being formerly a part of Undisputed Era, but on his own, he doesn't work in terms of being a big time leader and actually being the front man of Diamond Mine. He doesn't. And I think that they need somebody else. They need somebody else who has a bigger personality, boisterous, that can really command your attention, because Roderick doesn't. He just doesn't. So we're going to move on to, I don't remember what else happened. Kushida came back. Kushida, finally going to give Roderick his championship shot next week. So we're going to have 2 title matches next week. You're going to have Kushida versus Roderick Strong for that Cruiserweight title. And you're also going to have Raquel versus Frankie for her NXT Women's Championship. We also had a women's match, like I mentioned earlier. Mandy Rose's team went up against Saray, Casey, and Kaden. And like I said earlier, Mandy Rose won that match. So that was in the middle of the show. And then we had some other stuff in the middle, but we had the wedding of the century, y'all. The wedding of the century. When I tell you I expected a whole bunch of shit to go down with this damn wedding, oh, I see what Diamond Mine was supposed to be, but the execution is kind of flat to me at times with them, but maybe it can be fixed. I think it definitely can be fixed, but it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute, and it's going to take adding someone else to that group and removing Roderick. I don't think Roderick fits. Unless Roderick's going to play off of the person that they possibly could add, no, it doesn't work. I honestly think War Games could be interesting with all the factions. I agree. Child, that wedding, Jalen. That wedding is a mess. It was a mess, honey. Child, let me get to this wedding. Wish Mandy would bring back her face buster. I think she did great with that running knee. I think it's working for her now. She should keep it. Let me tell you, this wedding, Indy Hartwell out there telling all her business about what her and Dexter be doing in the bedroom. Dexter had to cover up her microphone. And Jesus be offense, Dexter can't speak. He actually spoke and said, I do. And they got married. From them not having the damn rings to Austin Theory being there looking like a damn fool. Child, this wedding, honestly, this was the best wedding in WWE history that went off without a hitch. Nobody got cake in their face. Everybody was sitting there and was happy that she was getting married. Now, they tried to shade old girl. It was like, if you have any objections, a whole bunch of people put their hands up. Dexter straight up opened up his jacket with that hatchet. They put their hands down real quick. I said, child. No, you didn't. Oh, my God. It was a mess, honey. But all in all, it was too funny to pass up. It was such a good wedding. It was so funny. It was so funny. Hold on. When Dexter brought the axe out, I hollered, child. Dexter was not playing with you hoes. He said, listen. I'm marrying this woman whether you like it or not. And I dare you to say something about it. I'm going to hatchet your ass right now. Just right in your goddamn head. Hey, Brandy. Dexter said, try it if y'all want. I mean, the best wedding in WWE history, hands down. It really is. It really was. It was funny. Dexter looked nice. And I thought Indy looked beautiful. She looked gorgeous. She gave herself some extra pieces. Had a nice pair of shoes on. Cute dress. Makeup was cute. I said, okay, Indy, I see you, girl. Her bridesmaids was cute. Then they had Johnny and Candace was over there. Candace just as pretty as she want to be. So good luck to them. It was a nice show, and it was a good way to wrap up the show. All in all, NXT was a very solid show. They started to prove that they are in the business of building new stars, and that is where they are going. They're not going to start building them on the main roster. They're going to start building them in NXT. They're going to revive NXT and create the pipeline they've been trying to create for the last couple of years. This is going to work out in their favor. And I'm very, very proud that they were able to do it. A lot of people were shitting on the set design before it could even get started. We hadn't even seen it yet. Oh, NXT is dead. No, it is not. It has been refreshed and revived, fam. It is what it is. NXT has revived itself, and you can't be mad at that. You really can't. They have given you a good jumping start to this. Now, the only part about this show that I did not agree with was this. Ciampa has regained the NXT championship, okay? Now, y'all hold tight for just a second. I'm going to put y'all on commercial, okay? And I'll be right back.
Genetics.
Drink, headshot, drink, sit down, drink, stand up, drink, pass out, drink, wake up, drink, bed it, drink, drink, headshot, drink, sit down, drink, stand up, drink, pass out, drink, wake up, drink, bed it, drink.
Genetics.
Drink, headshot, drink, sit down, drink, stand up, drink, pass out, drink, wake up, drink, bed it, drink, drink, headshot, drink, sit down, drink, stand up, drink, pass out, drink, wake up, drink, bed it, drink.
Genetics.
Drink, headshot, drink, sit down, drink, stand up, drink, pass out, drink,
right, y'all. So Tommaso Ciampa is a two-time NXT champion. And I'm not so quite sure if I'm happy about Ciampa being champion. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, but you had no issues with this guy being champion, so you shouldn't be mad about this guy. Here's why I say this might not have been the best pick, okay? You want to usher in the new era of NXT. Well, Ciampa is a part of the old guard. And if I were NXT, I would have given that title to LA Knight, or I would have given it to Pete Dunne. Now, here's the scenario. Personally, I think the reason why they didn't give it to Knight is because Knight's getting ready to come up to the main roster. Pete Dunne re-signed for a 3-year deal, and I don't think, the title was a part of that incentive. He just re-signed. Clearly it wasn't, because Ciampa is your NXT champion. Now, the only other person in that match that could have been champion is Von Wagner. To be honest, Von Wagner is not ready. He's not ready. They should have picked somebody else to be in that title match. I would have definitely let Braun Breaker be in that match if I was going to give him a debut shot. They could have let Von Wagner have his opening match with someone else rather than LA Knight. It just seemed to kind of pre-tell what was going to happen later on in the night. Kind of gave away that LA Knight wasn't going to win the title, which doesn't work for me because I wanted him to win. And I really wanted to see what to do in terms of reviving or bringing in the new era of NXT. And to me, using Ciampa to do that, it works, yes, to help put over a younger talent. Of course, I'm not shitting on that, but did it have to go that route? I don't think so. Ciampa can still put over a younger talent without him actually being champion. That is very possible. So to me, this was not the choice. This shouldn't have been the choice for the NXT or the new NXT champion. But it is what it is. Tommaso Ciampa is a two-time NXT champion. That is all. And that's it. That's all that happened. NXT 2.0 was a very good show. I did love it. I thought that it was fun. You had a good time watching it. Everybody was hyped for all the shit that was going down. It was just overall a really solid show. All right. Why'd you go to Burger King?
I thought everyone was on the 51 Whopper.
Okay.
Hell, I was waiting in line at Chipotle for almost 45 minutes to get the damn food. Does everybody else have the same idea?
I guess.
We didn't take the chips out because I think it was still in the bucket.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Sir. I hope everybody, if you haven't watched NXT, please go watch it. I promise you that it's a good show and it's worth watching. Brandy said, with that wedding with Triple H turned on Stephanie was pretty good too. Yeah, but that wedding was a disaster. It wasn't successful.
It was bad.
This is why I say this is the best wedding. It had a lot of mess in it, but overall, it was a successful wedding. Stephanie and Triple H's wedding, both weddings that they had were absolute trash. Can you just put this over there? You handed it to me. What was I supposed to do with it? What are your thoughts on BFAB? I generally think that BFAB needs work. She's not ready. She will get there. Like I said earlier, I feel like between her and Jade Cargill, they need work, of course. But Jade has improved tremendously, so I see where she's going. She's definitely going to be AEW Women's Champion soon. BFAB got a long way to go before she can even smell that championship. Her in-ring work is limited at best, and I can definitely tell that luchadora that was in the ring with her was not, trying to upstage her, but she very well could. She gets in the ring with Elektra Lopez, and she's going to eat her alive. It's not that Brianna can't do it. It's that she needs time to get there. So she needs work. She's green. She's not super bad, but she definitely needs work. She's so focused on presenting the persona that she hasn't perfected her ring work. And I'm not shitting on her. I'm just saying the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about B-Fab. Now I hope she improves. Only time will tell. And with her being in NXT, I expect improvement. Okay? She did win her match against the Luchador. She did win her match. So there's that. But she needs work. Okay? So I wanted to give you guys a quick NXT recap. And I can't leave without saying congratulations to Big E. Big E is the WWE champion, and he is back on Monday Night Raw. He beat Bobby Lashley this past Monday. From my understanding about Lashley, he is not injured. That was a kayfabe injury where they were playing it up for Big E so that he could beat him, and it would be, no question or whatever the case may be. He was just playing up the injury because of Big E coming out there and cashing in his money in the bank. Now, another thing that I learned later on in the day was that Big E's cash in was supposed to be a surprise. It was not supposed to be, he wasn't supposed to open up the show or none of that. All of that was supposed to be a surprise, but the dirt sheet somehow got wind of it and they kind of spoiled the surprise. So they were not able to actually do the show the way that they wanted to. That sucks. Big E deserved better than that. He's earned better than that. And I know that a lot of the dirt sheets or whatever are just trying to get their, get the clicks, get the likes, get the clicks on their websites. But the reality is you're killing shit before it could even get off the ground. Although Big E's cash in was massive for him, it was a big moment for him, and the New Day was able to come out there and celebrate with him. It just would have been all the sweeter if we would have been able to be surprised by it. Okay, and that's what a lot of people be talking about when they're talking about they don't have a problem with destroying what WWE's trying to do, but they don't do that all the time with AEW. Just saying. Anyways, y'all go and check out NXT if you haven't watched it. If you haven't watched Monday Night Raw, yeah, she did kind of look lost. If you hadn't watched Monday Night Raw, you need to watch it. It was actually a very good show on Monday Night Raw. For the last couple of days, WWE has been putting out good content for this last week, and I can't help but be happy about that. And I told y'all that improvement takes time, and well, they have slowly and progressively improved, especially with making sure that their POCs are at the forefront of the improvement. And this is the first time that a title has changed hands from one black man to another. So it is going to be nothing but love from all of us to Big E and, of course, to Bobby Lashley. I give Bobby Lashley hell, but mad respect to Bobby. He was a dominant champion. He held on to that title. He kept you focused on the game. You wanted to see when he was going to lose and who he was going to lose it to. He did his job perfectly. I can't do nothing but respect that. So shout out to Bobby Lashley for being a dominant champion during his time. With all that being said, I can't wait to see what's in store for Big E. Probably going to run that title match back at an Extreme Rules with Bobby Lashley going up against Big E. If they do, that's not a problem. I just want Big E to go over on them. And then they move forward with Big E as the WWE champion. And, of course, the draft is coming. The draft is going to be October 1st and October 4th. All right? So make sure y'all get yourselves together so we can see where everybody's going to go. Nobody is off limits. They say that people can be drafted even if they have a championship. So we will have to see what's going to happen with that. With all that being said, I got to go because I want to eat dinner before I do this second podcast. I will see you guys later. I might come back and do a mock draft with you guys later on tonight. I'm not sure. But y'all make sure y'all follow me here. If you're not following me or subscribe to me here on YouTube, please subscribe because you get to all the notifications and get the notification bell because then you'll know when I go live. I usually try to go live at least once a week. I'm always on Instagram posting info and stuff on Instagram, so follow me over there as well. All of that is on the bottom, scrolling on the bottom, so you guys can see all that stuff, as well as my podcast with my homies. You can also come in, look at my podcast, or listen to my podcast. We try to upload every week as well. Okay? So let me get Aaron-based stuff up here. I had seen something on Twitter, and it said when Byron is on commentary, when face black people win titles, his reactions just be so perfect. What? Byron's always on commentary though. He's always on commentary, so I don't understand that comment. But anyways, you guys have a nice night. If I don't come back, y'all will know. Otherwise, you'll get the notification. If not, check back about an hour and a half. I shouldn't be on the podcast too long, but check back in an hour and a half. I might be live. See y'all later.